Hello and welcome to Ref Sports. I'm Gargi Rao. And joining me for this show is Debashish Sen. Shomik Chakrabarti is joining us from Chennai, and of course Ishan Shahane as well. We watched Ravi Chandran, Ashwin, and Jadeja take out India from a rut, but now India is in a completely dominant stage at this point. And what I want to ask Shomik is, do you think Bangladesh will be able to make, an early breakthrough today, or do you think Jadeja and Ashwin will continue their run form the way that they're scoring?
Uh, Obviously, Bangladesh's best chances will be in the first half an hour in the sense that the second new ball will be available, the morning freshness and the moisture. So that is their best chance. If they cannot make inroads inside the first half hour, then I think they would be in for a long haul. Uh, Jadeja is 40 runs away from his century. Ashwin, I mean, both batsmen will have to get into the groove once again. It's a new start. It's a fresh start on day two. But Bangladesh's best chance will be the first half an hour. And I think they should straight away take the second new ball.
Yeah, totally. And Devashish, of course, tell us about what you think of Ashwin's innings. Yesterday, we didn't get to talk much about that, but another century from Ashwin, how incredible do you think he has been, especially after a long break in Test cricket and coming in with batting, not even bowling. He made an impact with his bat.
Yeah, absolutely, Gargi, and we saw a masterclass from Ashwin last night, yesterday, and we should also talk about Ravindra Jadeja, and both Ashwin and Jadeja just took the match away from Bangladesh's grip because Bangladesh at one point of time were on top with 6 wickets down for 144 runs, and then that 195-run partnership. And what was heartening was that both Jadeja and Ashwin took the attack against the Bangladesh bowlers. Means and just once again re-establishing that they are two of the best all-rounders going in contemporary cricket. If you look at their stats, obviously Ashwin now has scored. He has 3,309 runs and along with it 516 wickets. Much can be said about Jadeja, who has 3,000, almost more than 3,000 runs and almost 294 wickets. So that speaks volumes about these two all-rounders. And India, as Shomik rightly said, obviously, if Bangladesh cannot make early inroads, I think the match will be very much. It's already is. Has a strong grip in this match, but I don't see Bangladesh making any sort of comeback in this test match until and unless they bat out of their skins. Some of their batters gets a big 100, then it can be a different story. But as of now, after day one, India stands firm favorites to win this first test match.
Yeah, Ishan, this is something that I wanted to discuss with you as well. Actually, that India seems to be, Bangladesh seems to be on the back foot at the moment, and with 339 runs on the scoreboard, how many more do you think India will go for, unless India gets all out, which is we don't know if that will happen or not. But the way that Ashwin and Jadeja are batting, do you see another 50 or 70 runs on the scoreboard?
See, Gagi, at the moment now they have nothing to lose. So I think we can expect them to go hard at the Bangladeshis. When they were losing all those wickets, they had everything to lose. At that stage, we were wondering if they lose so many wickets, will they be able to build a partnership? But now with these two already set, these two playing an innings of their life, at the moment they have nothing to lose. So they will definitely go hard. I think they're going to go for 400, and I think the first session itself, Gagi, we can expect some fireworks because both these batters have been settled. Obviously, it's a new day, so they might take again a few moments to get themselves set in because it's a new day, a different challenge. But once they do that, I think we can expect them to go hard. And the Bangladeshi team would be disappointed, Gagi, in my opinion. They were definitely the front runners in this game, so I think we're forgetting that this team should be disappointed because you'd gotten the Indian team by the hold of your hand. If you have the Indian team by the hold of a hand, you should not let that go because it does not happen too often. And we all know if they make a comeback, how strong the Indian team is to completely take out the other team in the equation. And that's exactly what's happened here. So I completely agree with Devashita and Shomik Daya that the Bangladesh side has no chance at the moment unless they quickly get these inroads, get them out, get Jadeja out, get Ashwin out, expose the tail, and then we can still expect a fight. But at the moment, I expect these two batters to go out and reach 400 quite easily.
Shomek, do you also think India will be eyeing another 100 runs just to be safe?
Gargi, India are already safe in the sense. I mean, 339, and even they lose a couple of early wickets. I mean, they are expected to go close to 400, and that is that is big enough runs with Bumrah especially in the ranks. And you have seen the way the speech is giving. This is the old school, and Ashwin has mentioned that in his post-day chat also, that this is an old school Chennai pitch with carry and bounce. And I think Bumrah will, I mean, the fast bowling attack that India have, I will not single out anybody, but Bumrah is obviously, I mean, he is the jewel in the crown as far as Indian bowling is concerned. And Bangladesh will be under scoreboard pressure also. From that perspective, remember, Bangladesh won against Pakistan. The two tests they have won, but sometimes they were precariously placed also in the second test. They were 26 for 6. Pakistan, they came back. Credit to Litan Dash. I'm not taking anything away from Litan Dash or Bangladesh, the fight back from the Bangladesh tail. But with someone like Bumrah in the ranks, or say Pat Cummins in the ranks with a world class against a world class bowling attack, that wouldn't have happened. India have a world class bowling attack. We have to remember that as well.
Yeah, you're right about that. And Devashish, do you think this Chennai pitch is something that we've not seen in a long time? Like Shomik pointed out, that the players are saying that this looks like an old school Chepauk pitch, not really what we've seen in the recent past.
Yeah, obviously the red soil wicket did favor the fast bowlers, and we witnessed it with Hassan Mahmood taking those 4 wickets along with, and also Nahid Rana extracted some bounce. He did bowl some little bounces at Yashasvi Jaiswal and Rishabh Pant. And there will be some juice early on, at least for half an hour. If Bangladesh fast bowlers can utilize that kind of conditions and get rid of either of these two, or maybe both of them, then we can see India getting bundled out for under 400 runs, because that will be the primary objective of Bangladesh right now. Because anything above 400, it will be very tough for Bangladesh, given that India are already in the driver's seat. But definitely for India, obviously they would love to see getting extending this partnership, which has already taken the match away from Bangladesh. And Jadeja once again proving that what a yes, we are talking about Ravichandran Ashwin, the all rounder he has been, but Jadeja means an average of 36, given the position he goes into bat, and he has already scored 400. He is nearing up his 50th test 100, and along with it, he already took now 294 wickets. So that is incredible stats, Gargi. If you look at it, yes. When we talk about Ashwin, we must also talk about Ravindra Jadeja in test matches, because that leads to the balance of this side, with having both Ashwin and Jadeja in that playing 11. Automatically, it gives the team that flexibility. Obviously, that both of them are decent batters. And now, after this pair, obviously we have Jasprit Bumrah and Akashdeep, who can play that long handle. So I definitely feel if Bangladesh need to make early inroads so as to be in the match. I won't means obviously anything can happen in a game of cricket, but means obviously the primary objective of the Bangladesh pacers will be to make in early inroads.
Yeah, and if we see another one of those innings from Jasprit Bumrah where he scores 36 runs, 34 runs in 1 over, I think that will be quite interesting too. But he definitely can hit, and Jasprit Bumrah is someone who can bat for quite some time. But Ishan, if I were to ask you, do you think this match has completely slipped away from Bangladesh at this point? If you look at the runs on the scoreboard and the batters that Bangladesh have.
At the moment, yes, Kagi. At the moment, I think this match has slipped. They were in the game yesterday in the second half until lunch. After that, the matches seemed to slip away from them. It's going to be difficult for them to come back, but they still have an opportunity right now. in this first session, if they can get Ashwin and Jadeja out, then you can still say that this team has an opportunity. If they can restrict India below 400, which seems very unlikely at the moment, but if they can do that, and if they get off to a good, decent start with the bat, then you can still say, there's some life in this game. Otherwise, it's Indian team with the form that they are in and the bowlers that they have with Ashwin and Jadeja batting at the moment, it seems difficult for Bangladesh to make a comeback. I think it'd be quite disappointing for them because you dominated in that major part of the day yesterday, and the last part of the day you just like let the game go away from you, which will hurt the most for them. So it's looking tough for them. But again, I think the major priority for this team is to get the two batters out as fast as possible, and it can happen. It's not impossible that it can't happen. They'll have a fresh start. The bowlers will be fresh. They'll be running in hard. So, you can back your bowlers to go and get those 2 wickets, but it's looking tough and unlikely at the moment.
I think it's also nice to see that India is going with full intent, as Rohit Sharma had said, that this is not a dress rehearsal. We are treating it as any other game to prepare for the big matches to come, the big series, India versus Australia. But Shomik, if you were to still, do you think there is some? If you were to look back on the day that we had yesterday, I know it's just the first Test match, but top four not scoring as much as they can or as much as they should, is that still a problem that we have?
Gargi, you very rightly mentioned intent. I will come to that a little later. As far as top four not scoring runs, it was basically about test match rustiness. This was India's first test after a gap of 6 months, and they are yet to get into the test match group. Like, see, Virat Kohli his dismissal yesterday. Maybe in the second test, with a little more test match batting time under his belt, he would have left it alone. It's about going to have a feel of the ball. So it is what is test match rustiness. As regards to Sharma's dismissal, it was a good ball. It came in with the angle, then seemed damage, and yet I don't think that would have been. I mean, if Rohit were in full test match mode, he probably would have left it alone. So we have to take that into consideration also. This is the first innings, in fact, first test match after a long time. And test cricket is the hardest form of the game, and it takes time to get into the group. That said, as you spoke about intent, I am very. I mean, uh, KL Rahul. I don't. I'm. It's not a criticism, but as reporters, we speak or we write what we see. KL Rahul failed to show intent. His innings lacked purpose. I don't know what he was doing, what he was trying to do, but his innings completely lacked purpose. KL Rahul is a very talented batsman, but he's of temperament.
Okay, I think we've lost. Yeah, he's back. Uh, Devashish, now to wrap up the show, I'd like to ask you and Nishan predictions. How many runs do you think India will score from now on, and how many runs will we see on the scoreboard from India? What do you think?
Gargi, it is difficult to say how many runs India will score, but I would see them posting at least 400 runs. Means 400 runs. Obviously, the primary objective for India will be to get that total past 400, and obviously bat out the opposition. So that will be the primary object. But key for India crossing 400 will be Jadeja and Ashwin. Means the longer they stay in the middle, if they can face that first session, obviously India can very much post even in the excess of 450. So very much on the cards. I mean, who would have expected one? We were discussing at lunch yesterday, at tea time rather, 144 for six. We were talking about that India might post around 220, 230. But everyone was proven wrong, and India eventually posted 339. So obviously both Ashwin and Jadeja can stay in the middle for at least an hour or the first session, then India might very well post in excess of 450 in this test match.
Ishan, what do you think? You're on mute, Ishan.
Sorry, I think 400 plus for sure, Gage. I think, both these batters will go hard. They might take some time initially to get settled in because it's a new day. But, I think they'll be disappointed actually if they don't end up reaching somewhere on that 450 mark actually. Because from the way they've been playing and the form that they're in, I think they should reach 450. It's possible that they might not, but I think they'll back themselves to reach 450. If they reach 450, it's going to be almost game over for Bangladesh, unless they have a spectacular batting innings where it takes all of us by surprise. But unlikely, but who knows?
Yeah. So very interesting to see what or how many runs India post on the scoreboard today. I think they'll be eyeing another 100 runs just to get that dominant lead. They already have one, but to put Bangladesh on the back foot completely and make sure that they have no chance of comeback is something India will be looking to do. And we'll be back at lunch. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And stay tuned to Rev Sports. Thank you so much.